What's up, guys? This is Andrew for thecriticallens.blogspot.com. Let me start things off first by saying that I'm very sorry. I've been such a bum, Mr. Dazinski. Yeah. Goes without saying that I've been slacking a little bit on the blogs recently, but I'm hoping to make a comeback. Just did a Chungking Express review, and now I will be talking a little about some of the films we've seen in class, because I don't know if I have the energy to write about all of them. So in any case, I think I'm going to start off with M by Fritz Lang, circa 1931, about a child murderer. What I found most interesting about that film was that for its time it was very, very progressive, and that even though it was very slow moving at certain points, there was still an urgency about it. Like, you were still very much drawn into it, even when they were just smoking cigars, and it was moving slowly. And I thought that the psychological aspect of it was also very interesting, especially for the time, because I don't think many films were made like that. But just the fact that you really got to look into the mind of a killer for 1931. I thought that was very, very interesting, and we were talking in class about the oral fixation he has with the fruit, and just the way that was dealt with. I found that very interesting. Another thing I really liked about Elm was the film work, the cinematography. I found that very, very... It showed that Fritz Lang was a very perceptive man, and especially when he did the scene with the knives, and I forget the name of the murderer escapes me right now, but when he was looking into the glass and that girl was framed by the knives, I thought that was brilliant. And just the entire scene where the murderer gets M splattered on his back by the workforce, and he drops his knife and the girl picks it up and gives it to him. Just ironic, really intelligent. I don't even know. I thoroughly enjoyed that film. One of my favorites at this point in time, at least. I believe we saw Casablanca before it. I'll probably blog about it because it is one of my favorite films. But right now, just a brief little bit on Casablanca. What a screenplay. What a phenomenal screenplay. No wonder it's just taught in screenwriting classes. It can be perceived as being very cliche, but for the time, I think it was really revolutionary, and I think we look at it as being cliched because it's been a part of our pop culture for like almost 70 years at this point. It's been mimicked, nonstop. A lot of the quotes from the movie, a lot of the famous lines have just been incorporated into our everyday lives, and we use them maybe without even knowing. So I'm just fun info on that. It's just a really well-crafted, well-acted, well-shot, well-written piece of work, and no wonder it's consistently top. I would venture to say that most critics would put it top 3 on their best film list, if not number 1. Citizen Kane often gets the honor of number 1, but it's overrated. Casablanca may be a tiny bit overrated, but it's still a very, very good piece of filmmaking, and far better than Citizen Kane. But, I mean, Bogey and Bergman at the top of their game, and I'll try not to ramble too much about it, but very, very good. Very well done. And Claude Rains is just a wonderful cynic. Who doesn't like that? Who doesn't like someone who can just who can just be a cynical observer? I find that really interesting. What other films did we watch? Not gonna talk about Juno because I feel like we did waste a week with that. It's a good film for what it's worth. I don't necessarily think, especially with the dwindling number of weeks we have left, that we really could have afforded to waste it. And hopefully, if you see this, Mr. Dazinski, you'll listen to my plea and please show us some Federico Fellini. Pretty please. Sugar on top. La Strada, I'd probably watch 8.5 on my own. I haven't seen any of it. I don't know, like, if we'll get around to it. I really hope we do. I think we're gonna start watching Run Lola Run, but I really hope we watch some Fellini, please. Casablanca M wrote about Chungking Express. Jesus Camp. The reason I'm not going to write about that film is simply because I've chronicled what I think about religion, I think, sufficiently in my little article on the film-worthy Jesus, whether it is better to see a realistic person on the screen or like a deified ideal. And for me, at least, it's much better to have a relatable individual as the image on screen that you are, well, to relate with. But Martin Scorsese did a very good job of directing it, of The Last Temptation of Christ, and it was a phenomenal film. I'm getting off topic. Jesus Camp, very controversial, especially in class. We couldn't keep our mouths shut when we were watching it. Not all Christians are like that. I'm Christian myself. We're not all like that, and I do understand that it can be taken as offensive for certain people because they feel like it's giving all Christians a bad name. I didn't see it like that. I saw it more of as a commentary on just fundamentalism and extremism and how both of those things are not healthy. So that's really all I have to say about that. And I'm rambling, and it's almost 7 minutes at this point. So I mean, God bless you if you're still watching. But in any case, I'm going to try and wrap it up. I'll hopefully do more of these because I am enjoying this and it is kind of flowing. But at any rate, I just want to say that I'm really grateful that people are taking the time to look at this blog, because in order to be watching this, you will have to have been on this blog. And if you're watching this, Dazinski, just know that the class is great. I'm sorry if I've been slacking a little bit. I mean, it's just been a crazy time. But in any case, I hope you're enjoying Geneva/Marseille, and I look forward to class and Run Lola Run, and just shout out to all other art of film students. Very cool. All right, peace out, guys.